are moving into the lessons that I normally teach in a level 2.5 class. And my 2.5 classes are all about the Shim Sham Shimmy. And in a normal session, which is 6 to 7 weeks long, I would teach the entire Shim Sham Shimmy, including the 4 verses that Leonard Reed had laid out. So you've got your regular Shim Sham verse, then you've got the freeze chorus, then you have what he called the Shim Sham 2, and then you have the Revenge of the Shim Sham. So in these lessons coming up, I'm basically going to give you one section at a time, one small section at a time. So there's 4 verses, there are 4 sections to each verse, so that's what you'll get in each lesson, is one little section. If you are looking to put this whole thing together, I recommend one of 2 things. My good friend Rusty Frank has wonderful instructional videos available for you. You can purchase them online and then download them to your computer. And she has 2 separate Shim Sham videos available. One is basically covers the first verse, the second verse, and the third, so through the Shim Sham 2. And then she has a second video that covers the Revenge of the Shim Sham. I recommend that. She also has music available on her website for you to download and use while you're practicing. I also, during the pandemic, I put together a whole series of classes for my students. So I do have the complete level 2.5 series available, and it's basically 7 lessons where you get a little bit each in each lesson. Each lesson is about an hour long and includes a warm-up and the breakdown of the steps and then putting things together. So that is available through me. If you're interested, drop me an email. It's $50 for the entire 7 lesson set. Okay, so this first video is going to be the basic Shim Sham, the very first section of the first verse of the Shim Sham Shimmy. Now the Shim Sham is a step that you have probably learned before. If you came through my Never Too Late and into Tap 1, you learned a Shim Sham as shuffle, step, shuffle, ball change, shuffle, step. And that is a Shim Sham, but that is a simplified version of the Shim Sham. A true Shim Sham is done with what is called a stomple. And I'm going to turn sideways to show you. So instead of doing your shuffle, you would do a stomple, which is a stomp is putting the foot flat on the floor without a change of weight, and then a brush back. Stomple, 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 stomple. Now in tap, you're going to find that anything that ends with an ol sound in the name is going to have a pull back or a brush back. And that comes from how we kind of put things together. Now the shuffle, that's just a shuffle. A paddle is a dig brush. Your stomple you just learned. A riffle is a riff going forward, toe heel, and then a brush coming back. So a lot of it, I think, comes from the fact that that brush back is also called a pull. So when they name things, you kind of take what you start with and you have a stomp, pull, stomp, pull, stomp, pull. Okay, now you may find the stomple is difficult, and I definitely recommend you just practice doing stomple steps over and over and over and over. What makes them difficult is that you've got that foot flat on the floor, and then you got to get your toes up to get that pull back in. And for a lot of people, that is a very difficult movement, especially when we start doing it faster and faster. So if you are having a problem with it, I recommend starting with the paddle and gradually working the toes closer to the floor until you've got that stomple. Okay, so the Shim Sham combination. Stomple step, stomple step, stomple, ball change, stomple step. The rhythm, 8-1. 2, a 3, 4, a 5, a 6, a 7. Stomple step, stomple step, stomple ball change, stomple step, stomple step, stomple step, stomple ball change, stomple step. Let's slow it down a little bit. So you've got stomple step, stomple step, stomple ball change, stomple step, stomple step, stomple step, stomple ball change, stomple step. Okay. When we do this dance, you are going to do that 3 times in a row. So once starting right, once starting left, once starting right. So let's go through that. So you have 5, 6, 7, 8, a 1, 2, a 3, 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, 8, a 1, 2, a 3, 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, 8, a 1, 2, a 3, 4, a 5, a 6, a 7. On the third set, you're not going to step, you're just going to touch. Let's do that one more time. 5, 6, 7, stomple step, stomple step, stomple ball change, stomple step, stomple step, stomple step, stomple ball change, stomple step, stomple step, stomple step, stomple ball change, stomple touch. Then you are going to do something that is known as a break. And when we do things with a certain rhythm pattern, and typically you'll do something 3 times and then you do a break, it means you're breaking away from the rhythm pattern, and breaks are also used to connect steps. Sometimes they're used to finish off a dance. That's when you hear the term break, that's what that means. There are a million different breaks out there. They don't always have to be the same. In fact, even in the Shim Sham, there are a lot of variations on the break. The break we are going to use is going to start with a stamp on that right foot. You're going to step flat. You're going to do a toe tip behind. You're going to do a step on that left foot, drop the heel, step back on the right foot, drop the heel, step back on the left foot. You're going to step flat, right, left. There you go. Step, tip, step, heel, step, right, left. Let's do that again. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. Heel, step, right, left. One more time. 5, 6, 7, stamp, tip, step, heel, step, right, left. Okay. Now, the other more common break that you will see with the Shim Sham starts the same way. I've also seen it done with a step touch, not a toe tip. But you'll start the same way, and then you would step, and then instead of heel dropping, you would hop, and you'd step back and hop, and step back, and then sometimes it'll be done with a step, sometimes it's done with a jump out to the side, and then sliding the feet back together and clicking the heels. I've had some injuries, and I cannot hop, so I am not going to use that break right now. I'm going to use the one we just worked on. So let's do that one more time. So you have 5, 6, 7, step, tip, step, heel, step, right, left. Okay, let's go through the whole first section. So you have 5, 6, 7, stomple step, stomple step, stomple ball change, stomple step, stomple step, stomple step, stomple ball change, stomple step, stomple step, stomple step, stomple ball change, stomple touch, step, tip, step, heel, step, right, left. 5, 6, 7, stomple step, stomple step, stomple ball change, stomple step,